Square Theater, we look to the arts to reflect our better selves.
Embracing difference.
And welcoming new perspectives.
You see it on our stage. You see it in our education programs. You have told us it is important to you. Your support helps us create award-winning main stage productions that reach over 30,000 people each year. Alongside this work, Central Square Theater seeds creative ideas and groundbreaking programming that envisions an inclusive future.
I am all in because there are stories that need to be told.
I'm all in because Central Square Theater understands the importance of making sure different voices are expressed on the stage.
I'm all in. I had the wonderful opportunity to be developing my piece,
Okay, I'm here. I did it. I made it. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Brother R.A., the brother with something to say each and every day in the house. Let me let y'all know, Brother R.A.'s cell phone service has been disconnected. OMG. Becoming too dependent on these damn little computers in your hand and so on and so forth. I'm like, How do we get to be so dependent on such nonsense? Yeah, well, and because I don't have access to my, I don't have access to any jack. I mean, I can't get a cell phone call. I can't check a text. I can't check email. And it's like, wow, this is really interesting. But the more important thing is, I'm not being bothered. I'm not being bothered. No one's bothering me about this or that or anything like that. So that's an important thing. I have real quiet time now. Really, oops, let's make sure. Gotta put in the right password for the right account. And how about that? Will that help? That helps. Okay, so let's try to bring everything up to speed so far. 3 minutes into the show, haven't even taken off my hat or coat, but do want to let you know, yes, this is CCTV, and on CCTV, what are you watching? We're watching BrotherRA.com. So BrotherRA.com is that, and past shows or Facebook connections, YouTube, boom. Now, if you want to watch me live, you hit it here. I won't do that because it'll cause an echo. And so I did say that I don't have cell phone service right now, right? And, are you one of those anal people? It's like, wait a minute, the gloves go in this pocket, the hat goes in this pocket. Are you that anal retentive? You know, it's like, no, things have to be a particular way all the time. Now, I know last week I ended up ending the show quickly in the middle of my Tai Chi dance. I wanted to show the, see if you could determine the intent of where my mind was at in concluding that particular show. yeah, as you can see, yeah, I'm settling into my program, and I do believe today I was hoping to discuss denotation, connotation, and abstract a little bit further. And the Denzel Washington flick Fences, why does that look so dark? Here, let's go back to this shot here. And let's get rid of this. I don't wish to have this in the background. Let's shut these off. And let's put up the right colors. Let's have this particular color. Oh, those lights aren't even on. How do I do with that? How do I turn on? Let's see. The lights are not on. And I guess I'll just have to live with that, because I don't want to leave the camera screen unoccupied walking over to the circuit breaker to switch the switch. And this little remote only changes the colors, it doesn't turn. Let's see if no, that doesn't happen, so I guess I'm stuck with those colors. So, Fences with Denzel Washington and, oh, I don't have the DVD to remember her name, but dealing with the definition level and the connotation level, a lot of, and that was a film directed by Denzel, Fences, and with him saying such, a lot of his conversation and dialogue dealt with not only the definition of the words that he was saying, but there was a lot of innuendo, a lot of connotations, as he made illustration about, being a baseball player and being able to hit the ball with the meat of the bat and knock it out the park. And he was talking to his son, talking about that's strike one. Now you got a full count. What are you gonna do? Okay, let's see if we can go live on Facebook. How would this work? I'm still trying to figure out all my little nuances here. Oh, wait a minute. Live video. How about if I do that? And accessing my camera, let's see, is that gonna allow? And bam, oh my goodness. I am live on Facebook, and the light behind me is way too bright, and I can't access it right now. Do I wish to do that? Let's go live anyhow. Tilt down and focus on me, and I'm live on BroRA.com or BroRA live now. Now, dealing with the definition level of words and the connotation. Let's say I do believe in conspiracy theories. But they're just theories, right? Is there a power or a source out there that is possibly influencing how certain things occur? Now, in reading the Tao says, oh, disasters just happen. Is that how you feel? Is that how you think that disasters occur? No one can actually say what is the impetus behind the disaster that has occurred. My Chi, once again, constantly leading me to more profound and prolific reading, research, prolific initiation of experience. Because you know, reading Richard King's The African Origin of Biological Psychiatry, he talks about the black dot theory. And we as melanin dominant people haven't accessed the full representation of our power. So, my focusing on denotation and connotation and abstract, and a lot of my conversation revolves around the abstract. So let's say the abstract of conspiracy theory. The quote-unquote upper echelon causing things to happen, but then reading the Tao talks about disaster and healing. And my Chi just led me to, let's go ahead and read this. Page 126, metaphor. Don't put the book in front of the Bro RA on Facebook. Don't do that. Okay, but I can show you, yeah, I'm reading Dang Ming Dao. Okay, but metaphor, denotation, connotation, abstract, and now metaphor. Spirituality is applied poetry. Metaphysics is applied metaphor. Do y'all, I mean, in the arena of consciousness that I'm aspiring to, this type of my Chi leading me to read metaphor after talking about denotation and connotation, and then spirituality is, and that's what I'm talking about, reaching a higher level of our inner selves through our liquid fluid pineal gland. No, this is far beyond the denotation. It's definitely in the connotation. And so the connotation, spirituality is applied poetry. Now, poetry, words synthesizing, or words coming together. What was it? Alien? And they had to get the linguist to communicate with the aliens, and they were all guarded up and said, "No, woman, leave your uniform on because you don't know what." And she's like, "That's not a proper introduction." She took off her thing, walked up to where the aliens were at, placed her hand on the glass, and the alien placed its whatever on the glass, and now she said, "That's a proper introduction." Last week I closed the show talking about intent. How do I, in my motion, show the intent of the particular moves? Where is my mind at when these motions occur? So dealing with, I hope you keep up, because this is some intense stuff. Spirituality is applied poetry. Just that alone is meaningful, powerful, strong, and significant with the intent of the Tai Chi Taoist masters. Spirituality is applied poetry, applied words, applied conversation, applied intent, metaphor. Metaphysics is applied metaphor. I would look up metaphor on my cell phone to give you a definition, but I'll let you all go ahead and look up metaphor for yourself. Yeah, once again, Brother R.A.'s service has been suspended for lack of payment. So, yeah, I had other folks working to keep my phone on, and it just happened to go off on Sunday night. So if anyone's been trying to reach Brother R.A., no, I'm not ignoring you. It's just spirituality is applied poetry. The energies and the ancestors knew I don't need to be disturbed with nonsense at this point in time. So metaphysics is applied metaphor. Let me continue to read. All the methods that we have for knowing Tao came from observing the outside world and then applying it to the human dilemma. In the past, the body was seen as a microcosm of the universe. Spiritual energy was compared to the sun. The duality of the body was matched by the duality of day and night. The habits of animals were copied from their innate wisdom, and the psychic centers of the body were imagined as opening flowers. Even if we apply these ideas today, they yield results. Metaphor is essentially a way to shape thoughts. The insights of poetry can often guide us out of our problems. The imaginary of an opening flower is often used in meditation. Yet poetry is only a sensation of the mind. And there is no opening flower inside of us. Human beings take objective reality and absorb it partially through a poetry of the mind. Without this, there could be no sense of humor, no creativity, no spirituality. For until we make the connection between all things, we have no way out of the isolation that often infects us. For the calamities I'm experiencing in life today, and just wishing to share the knowledge and information. That's my quote-unquote calling of purpose in life. That's what I've chosen. I've chosen this particular path to dispense knowledge and information. I started out discussing Fences, Denzel's movie that he directed and acted in. And he makes a lot of analogies comparing life for his son, dealing with death, dealing with you're in the batter's box. The pitcher throws the ball and you're waiting for that ball to be just on the outside corner of home base so you can have the meat of the bat hit that ball out the park. As the Tao makes reference, there's no flowering inside of you. There's no flower that opens. But dealing with the denotation, the connotation, the abstract of the poetry, I'm trying to convey through the various forms of media that I have access to, helping more melanin-dominant people acknowledge the spirituality that resides on the inside, understanding the meaning and significance of a liquid fluid pineal gland. This is who we are. And my intent is sincere. My intent of reaching a higher level of consciousness, not only within myself, but being able to share that knowledge, share that information. So I'm using poetry or using the Tao or using any means of media, any means of communication to illustrate hey, yo, we as black folks have to tap into our greatness. How do I explain to melanin dominant people after 400 years of psychological mind fuckery that, hey, you can't believe everything that all this other knowledge and information that comes in from various sources. You have to deal with how do I get more? I mean, you know, I take the ride. Y'all know Brother R.A. has seizures, so I can't drive anymore. I can't ride my bike. I take the ride, and they take these various routes to my specific location, and driving in and throughout the cities of Cambridge and Boston and Roxbury. It's like, how many churches are there? I won't even get into naming the various churches, but they all believe in the crucifix and needing the blood of Jesus. And then you can look on my Bro RA Facebook page in CCTV land. Not you all on Facebook. Y'all can go back that have joined me. I see there's 5 or 6 y'all joined Brother RA here on Facebook as I'm live. And just look back on this page, Bro RA. And the Pope is sucking on the 8th day the male's circumcision blood from his phallus, from his phallic. And black folks believe in Catholicism and the Pope, and the Bible is Jewish history, his story, and we who are 9/10 the Earth's population, melanin dominant people, don't look within ourselves to acknowledge our own divinity. It's enough to make me want to cry, to know and understand. I mean, Denzel put out great metaphors of great analogies and fences. But how do you get more and more folks to tap in? Yo, I'm sorry, but you have to disconnect your belief outside of yourself and reconnect with the belief inside yourself so that you can tap into your great grandeur, your luxurious consciousness of who the fuck you are, black motherfuckers. Shit. It's just very disheartening to know that we have such power within ourselves and we don't tune in. We listen to nonsensical media. And I do believe, I mean, going through, and you might hear me say a few things over and over again because I know it takes 21 times for at least some folks to tap in. I mean, subconsciously or consciously, the more you hear it, the more likely you'll believe it or become in tune with it and maybe possibly consider it. But many folks tune in, oh, that's that nigga talking that black talk shit, fuck him. I'm gonna go listen to NBC, ABC,
WBUR, WNPR. I'm gonna listen to these white stations talk about Trump, murder, death, kill.
Is that your focal point? Should that be your focal point?
You need to know the weather. I need to know what's going on outside. No, open your fucking window, look outside, you know what the weather is. Oh, it's cold out. Put on a heavy coat. You need to know, oh, this storm is coming and it's gonna hit. And then how many times does the storm hit? Oh, we're gonna get snow until 2 o'clock. It stopped at 9. Do you need to hear that stupid ass information? Or is it more important to say, wait a minute, focus on my intent, be natural, holistic, divine, believe in my black ass behind, and know that my mind can reach the supernatural. Tap in melanin dominant black people. And I mean, my intent is not to be malicious or hateful or spiteful, but it is fact. Black folks dominated the world, and we inbred, and white people are our children. Period. Reality. They have a calcified pineal gland. Reality. But are you going to get the upper echelon, those that control the media of today, teach you, oh yes, black folks, you have a liquid pineal gland. You should spend more time with yourself, breathing, inhaling, taking care of your health, eating before 2 o'clock, and allow yourself to lose weight. The more you eat before 2, no matter what it is, eat whatever it is, and eat low amounts of calories in the evening, go to sleep, and let the sleep burn off your weight. In your sleep, you're burning calories, but we eat too late at night. The more we eat before 2 p.m., and low amounts of calories in the evening, and then go to sleep, are you going to get that knowledge in Western media? Or are you just going to, Big Mac, Whopper. Yeah, I'm going to eat me some dead flesh. Die young. Talking about metaphors. Are we going to tap in, acknowledge who we are as divine energies, brothers and sisters? Forget about the church, the King James Version. As one brother wrote on Facebook, what'd he say? Yo, how did Jesus get all these boys named Paul, Peter, James over in the Middle East? I thought that was prolific. Jesus, all his boys is named what? How they get those names? Those are English names, right? Who wrote the Bible? For what purpose? Do you hear ministers teaching this from all the many churches that are out there? No, they're teaching observed Catholicism where the Pope sucks the baby's phallus after it's circumcised. I live in this world. I'm hurt. Wow, all y'all out there. I see 3, 6, 9, 10, 12 people. Thank y'all for joining Brother Bro RA on Facebook. But I'm still stuck in this quagmire, this dilemma of how do I convey this message to brethren and sisterin? I mean, like I said, opening up the Tao and it brought me to metaphor. I'm going to go ahead and continue reading some more Tao just to share where my chi and energy has led me. I mean, I opened up to metaphor. Metaphor, the top piece says, spirituality is applied poetry. Metaphysics is applied metaphor. That is strong. Now, on the opposite page, 127, concealment. Hide what you know. Conceal talent. Shield your light. Bide your time. Once you can follow Tao with skill, hide your abilities, privately accumulate extraordinary knowledge and skill, but keep a plain appearance. I'm plain. I'm just Brother RA. I'm plain, okay. But there is great wisdom in being inconspicuous. Do not brag or try anything beyond your means. Don't let yourself become unbalanced before you have fully mastered an art. Thus, you will not be expected to use your talents on behalf of others unless you yourself volunteer. You will not become the victim of others' resentment, and the depth of your character will not be judged. When you know how to hide, you avoid the attention and scorn of others, but retain the strategic advantage of surprise. You need to do this not for personal advantage, but to manage yourself and your skills well. Knowledge and skill are neutral. They are meant to be used, that is all. Mastery should not be used to bolster self-image. You should not allow you should not allow ourselves to be categorized by what we do know. It is far better to simplify ourselves and free ourselves from the limits of tightly defined identities. I'm trying not to have a tightly defined identity. Thank you, Master Heej. Thank you, all the brethren and sisterin that have led me down this particular path. Concealment.
In 2018, I don't think I have time. I'm being as plain as I can, sharing knowledge and information, hoping others can learn more about to conceal their identity. And what's it say? It is far better to simplify ourselves and free ourselves from the limits of tightly defined identities. I made reference to Alien, where the linguist touched the glass and the alien touched the glass, and that was a proper introduction. So I'm making the proper introduction to ourselves, melanin dominant black people with the liquid fluid pineal gland that have been kept from who we are. Listening to this level of denotative justice. What is the connotation of justice? Is it just us niggas that serve time? Is it just us niggas that don't tap into our mind? Is that the kind of justice? Or are we taking it to the metaphor? Spirituality is applied poetry. Now, can you apply the poetry of my words as a melanin dominant black man identifying with who I am within myself, serving all the energy that resides in me? Because I have a liquid pineal gland and understanding that I gave birth to a melanin recessed. My child's melanin recessed or stopped because I inbred. Melanin recessive inbred mutant. When the child doesn't look like the parent, it's a mutation with a calcified pineal gland. And it's an albino, bleached white skin. I don't say that with malice intent. I acknowledge that I am great. I am Father Nature. Black woman is Mother Nature. Black woman harbors the egg of the universe within her. Can we get more black women to tap in to their divinity? Stop observing energies outside of self, but go within. Take your time, breathe. Access your potential. I'm getting too wound up. I need to relax myself. Take it to a higher level of relaxation within you. My intent to raise consciousness amongst us who have been detached from who we really are. Despite all the trials and tribulations, despite ministers requesting and that was another. I'm at home, I don't have my cell phone service. Says, I'm sorry, your service has been, what's the word I used before? Not disconnected, but
yeah, I don't have access to the internet, so I couldn't talk to Facebook and share Malachi 3:8-10. I mean, how many times do you hear this in the church when they pass the offering plate? And I just want to make this clarification. It's like, all these various churches, all these variations of distinct class. This class of black people goes to this type of church, and this class of black people go to that type of church, and you must believe in Jesus Christ. All the churches believe in a Jewish man dying on the cross. And yet they still pass the plate. Will a person rob God? Yet you have robbed me. Wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. You are cursed with a curse. Church into collecting dead slaveholders. And tithes and offering. Tithe, that means 10% of all you make. You are supposed to, according to the word of God, you give up 10%. You are left with 90% to manage your rent, your whatever your expenses are. But you give a tenth to God. That's your requirement. And if you can't give a tenth, your donation in the plate is just considered an offering. Well, I don't have a tenth to give to God, but I give an offering. That sounds like a business of me. A business of mine. Fuck you, nigga. Give me your money. Calm down, R.A. Stop. Damn, R.A. can babble. Look at 50 minutes that went by already. Metaphor, concealment, tithes and offerings, denotation, connotation, abstract. Are you capable of seeing the abstract from where you are in your life? Are you capable of tapping in? Do you have the proper intent? Specifically, black women. How low on the totem pole have we as black men allowed the black woman to get in this system of white genetic survival, which means black genetic annihilation? Who else is teaching this kind of knowledge? Who else is sharing this type of information about these topics? Are there others out there? Please do send me. No, don't send me no tithes and no offering. I don't want no tithes and no offering. Just send me your thoughts on. I mean, even the crucifix itself is a right angle. And the right angle, of course, our ancestors, I mean, let's take that out. That could be the right angle. You know? Right angle, 1/4 of the pyramid. There are 4 corners, 4 90-degree angles equal 360 degrees. Understanding the sphere. Either we are locked inside. What did I just read about that particular? It is far simpler, it is far better to simplify ourselves and free ourselves from the limits of tightly defined identities. Our identities have been tightly defined. We, specifically black men, access our spirituality, access our energy, and help raise up the universe from whence we came, the black woman. Get mommy to acknowledge, hey, you gave life to this whole planet. Every human, H-U-E, every human on this planet came from the womb of the woman. It was her egg inside her womb for 9 months. And 9, as you look at the number 9, I talked about the right angle and 360 degrees, and I talked about how 1 is you, the individual, or you, 1, I, 1, however you wish to look at it, I or 1, still the same line. You is that individual. Then you go to the number 9. 9 is the sphere, or the circle at the top of the stem. The significance and meaning behind the drawing of the numbers. 6 is the head at the bottom. Have we even gotten to 6? And now I'm working to raise us to 9. Concealment. Don't confine your identity, your maturity, your wisdom. Yes, I'm using metaphors. I'm talking about denotation, connotation, abstract. The movie Alien. Woman put her hand on the glass. The alien put their hand on the glass. Communication. Can I get this type of poetry communication with those who are willing to tap in, number 1, into their individuality, into themselves, seeing themselves as number 1, that straight line. Vertically, the woman, horizontally, the man, that right angle. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. The area of mommy and the area of daddy equal the area of the child. The original Trinity. Do we tap in to the ancestral knowledge well before BCE, before current era, before Christ? Bullshit. Throw it. You can archive it as information that was used to keep us down, but the metaphors, concealment. Are we capable of acknowledging our divine energies? Acknowledging who we are? Go deep within. Let's see if I can stand up and still, can I be seen? just gonna raise my hands. I'm not gonna do the dance. Now, you watching me raise my hands, can you distinguish the intent of my raising my hands? Was the intent hard, harsh? Or was it subtle, subtle? How do you teach a student? How do you share this type of communication? The denotative, the connotative, the abstract. Am I concealing information? Well, time has run out on Brother RA again. I got about 20 seconds left. Thank y'all for tuning in to what Brother RA had to say today. And yeah, if you didn't get to see the whole show, it's here on Facebook somehow, some way. But I've been your host, Brother RA. That's all I had to say today. Bye.